And we are back.
Oh, so back. Series 2.
Yeah, by popular demand, apparently.
Oh, who's demanded?
Well, my mum texted me to say what's happening with your little podcast.
Your mum? Wow. My mum wanted to know what it was. What's a podcast, Stu?
Like, I'm internet famous now, Mum.
Yeah, absolutely. In demand. Season 2. Series 2. Season 2.
Season 2.
Season 2. Episode 1.
Take 2.
Yeah, I like take 2. Yeah, this is take 2. It was going to be take 4 before long.
Yeah. It's Harry again.
I know.
Anyway, a lot's happened.
We're back now, take 4.
Yeah. A lot's happened since we left. It's felt like a long time.
Absolutely.
A small hiatus.
Yes, it's a small one. It seems like forever. Flipping heck. We've had everything from a sewage leak from the flats upstairs into the side of the shop building, which is still being sorted out. Thankfully, that's not down to us, but crikey, that was right before Christmas.
Yeah.
Loads of new shoes in.
Loads of stuff.
And
it's the season, isn't it?
specialty stuff as well, which is really nice.
Yeah. Some little niches that's not everywhere. Yeah, we might touch on that later.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, very touchy-feely, those shoes.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. A lot of the clothing's landed.
Yeah,
so
Patagonia.
All the Patagonia, well, most of Patagonia stuff.
You should probably not say this because we're trying to buy it all, aren't we? Really?
Yeah. We're doing our best to sit on our hands and not buy it.
Yeah.
It's the trouble.
That's actually all of us.
Yeah, I think Deb's not paid us a wage. She's just given us a T-shirt.
Or
3.
Yeah, 3. you two might get 3. I'll only get 1.
You'll get the sleeves.
Yeah. What again? Oh well. Not to worry. Bit of racing going on.
Yeah. Marathon season started. We had some over Christmas in Valencia.
Yeah.
Which was good to watch, and yeah, just lots of racing happening.
Yeah.
It's kicking off. It's back.
It is, and you guys have done rather well at the weekend.
Yeah. Chris ran a nice PB, which he's been capable of for a year and a half.
It's just been, when's that coming?
Which I think it'll open the floodgates for him now.
Yeah, and you've had a massive winter of strength, and you came back first race.
Yeah.
Actually, good consolidation.
Yeah, kind of where expected, which is just season opener, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then
you go forward from there.
Yeah. Move on from there.
And then Abby, podiatrist, same race. She got a PB too.
Yeah. So GSB might not be glamorous, but it's fast.
Yeah.
Well, fast to get out of.
Yeah, you're definitely fast. No, there's probably somebody from GSB watching. It's a nice place.
We're sorry, but
yeah, very rutted high street, wasn't it? Bridal way places. But anyway, but it was a good race.
Yeah.
Well organised. Well, everybody was well looked after, and it was fast.
Yeah, definitely.
Very, very good.
We had winter around Sheffield, which was good.
Yes, you and Chris nailed that one.
Yeah, we just like running together by the looks of it.
Jonah, City Cross Country.
Yeah.
On that.
Yeah. Hugh smashed a 3K. I think he lapped everyone indoors.
Yes, he did, and I think he shouldn't say this, but I think he cruised that one.
Yeah.
But he had a good cross country at the weekend, and he seems to be flying in training.
He's ripping, eh?
Yeah, we'll see what happens as we get into the track season for him.
Yeah, definitely.
But looking good. And then I guess the other big news is for us as well is the Gritstone Series is back.
Yeah, very exciting for that.
Yeah, similar format to what we've had before.
Yeah,
6 races.
We've got a new race in there.
Yeah, we'll give you the web address in all the details below and all that malarkey. New race in there.
Yeah,
4 out of 6.
4 out of 6. Same scoring system, so it's percentage of the winner's time.
Yeah,
which is a really cool way to do it.
Just got to send it everyone.
Yeah, so no sitting back, which is nice.
Yeah, and then we've got the True Grit prize if you do the lot.
Yeah.
And we're actually been asked for could we do some t-shirts and things, so we're looking at that sort of stuff.
Yeah. We've had a rebrand, so new logos everywhere.
Yeah.
Got a new sponsor.
So yeah, it looks really, really exciting. And I think actually one of the things for me is this time round is all the races are much, much more accessible to really everybody.
Yeah, I think the longest is
just over 10k.
Just over 10k, and kind of max is about 450, 500 metres of climb.
Yeah.
So it's if it's your first time, it'll be
looking a good set of races.
And a lot of them are through the summer as well, so it's not like you're going to have super grim weather, which is always nicer, isn't it?
Absolutely. Still updating lots of stuff, but website's gone live. Gritstoneseries.co.uk. Check it out. It's got to be worth a look. Are you going to do any?
I think I might do some, yeah.
Hey!
Yeah. Probably towards the end of the year.
Yeah, that's what Jonesy said as well, so watch out.
Yeah. It'll be nice. Salt Cellar is like a favourite fell race around the
Yeah, it's all the colours, isn't it?
It's all the colours, it's a great route, it's nice, it's just a good tap out.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got new sponsors.
we've got a new title sponsor.
Yep. Who got a new shoe out? Scott Speed RC Fell shoe.
Yeah. If you've not seen it popping around on social media or in person, they're nice, very nice.
We've actually had a test run in them. You've had a pair for a while.
Yeah, I've had a load of protos already.
I've got to say that we went out on a very sloppy run up loose hill, and grip wise I was absolutely gobsmacked.
Yeah.
And it was also nice to be running in a slightly firmer shoe when you're on soft ground, that you didn't feel like you were wallowing in the shoe as well as on wallowing in soft ground.
Yeah.
But they just gripped.
Yeah.
Phenomenal, and they feel quick.
Yeah, they're so light, stripped back. I mean, the upper's mad.
Absolutely.
The first few prototypes I had issues with durability, and they've somehow kept it as light and made it last, which, wizards in Switzerland.
Yeah, I think so. So if you haven't checked it out, well worth checking out as an option for the fell season.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of brings us neatly onto our very special guest today, because we've got an empty chair.
Yeah, I think we're both competing for most bowed legs.
I know who wins.
Yeah.
So he's a legend in his own lifetime in the Peak District for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
More, I think, course records than you can shake a stick at.
Yeah.
With the dry conditions we've had, I think quite a few of the youngsters in the last few years have nicked a few of them off him.
There are still some standing around though, eh?
It totally is.
And I think he's blushing now.
Yeah, he's won a few trophies. So, obviously, there's an England vest there with my name on it. But we're not talking me. I never did that. Do you want to introduce him then?
Yeah, it's Stu Bond.
Hello,
gentlemen.
Hey, Stu.
Hiya. Lovely to see you. Thank you for inviting
Thanks
me
for coming, spending your afternoon here.
Accelerate and everything. So glad to be here. So,
Yes, welcome.
Thank you.
So how you been?
Good. I'm the last. I believe I'm the last winner of the Gritstone Series back in 2019. You know, due to COVID. I think that's 5 years ago. I can't believe it. So
It's mad, isn't it?
it's crazy. It's crazy. Where's the last 4 years gone? Basically.
It's grey hair by the look of it.
Yeah,
mate.
exactly.
Me and
Yeah.
you.
Grey streaks, go faster stripes. That's what they are. So that's what my wife calls them anyway.
What, at your age? Anyway. Sorry. I didn't say that.
No.
So you're running much?
Yeah, I'm still running. I'm still doing 30 miles a week. I'm just getting to do some speed and strength and doing some hill work and everything. I think coming out of COVID, working in the hospitality industry, I was doing quite a few hours and stuff, and I had to make a decision. And unfortunately, I couldn't do any quality work during that time. But I've always done at least 30 miles a week, and always done at least one what do you used to call it? Long, slow distance run a week.
Yeah, LSD.
At least 10 miles. Yeah, LSD. That's right. So I've still got basic fitness. So I haven't got the fitness I had back in the day. Probably going back to between 2010 and 2016. I was pretty dominant in the peaks.
I think that's an understatement.
I look back and I do miss it, and I'm proud of what I did. I think at the time I didn't really take it in, because it was just like you get the adrenaline, you get that, you win one race, you want to do another one, you're training hard, you're running well and everything, and you're pretty much unstoppable unless you come up against Simon Bailey, who's one of the best fell runners in the country of all time. And I had some good battles with him, never beat him though, he was always better than me, one step ahead. So
Should have tied his legs together.
no, he'd probably wriggle out of it, he's a farmer anyway, so.
If we take it back a little bit, how did you get into running? Where did you start? Because you've not always been fell through and through, have you?
No, it all started back when I was about 10, 11 years old. I did a cross-country race in Chesterfield, did the borough race. That particular morning, my grandmother fed me a cooked breakfast, and it was literally an hour before I ran. So I won the race, first race I did, and there's a picture of me I've still got. I was actually being sick afterwards, and I was only about 10, 11 years old at the time.
bacon tote too.
Oh yeah, and I just got the bug and did a series for the cross country.
Not for the reference.
And it was a series of 5 races, and I won all 5 of them. And it was like, oh, I like this, and I got into it. So I joined Chesterfield Athletic Club and came under the wing of Don Peckett, who was coach in South Africa for so many years.
Because you trained with Chris Shelton as well, didn't you?
That's right, Chris Shelton, yeah. We trained together back in the day. And it was, I think, the first bog into athletics was back in 1990. I actually was a marshal at the English schools there, because it was held at the Moorway Stadium in Derby. And I thought, wow, this is amazing. And was it Chris Cohen at the time? He was my PE teacher. He was now still official for the IAAF as well. I still keep in contact with him. Very good man, and he could see that I had something, and he was giving me some good guidance in terms of the English schools. And lo and behold, the English schools in '91 was held at Norwood Stadium in Stoke, and I did the 1500 metres for Derbyshire, and I ended up winning in a time of 4:11.8. I was literally 0.7 of 1 second ahead of Ben Newsom, who was a great athlete. He was much taller than me. But he gave his game plan away the day before, because in the last 200 metres he just let rip and beat me by about 3 seconds. So I thought, right, I need a game plan here. So basically in the final I knew he was the biggest threat, because the biggest gun in the country at the time was a guy called Richard Mann. He was running some exceptional times below, I think around about 4:10 or quicker, but he failed to qualify for the final. So I knew he was out the equation because he was a favourite, but Ben Newsom, he had that outright speed, and I knew that I didn't have that. So the game plan with the coach was 600 metres, no matter where I am, you go for it. Anyway, it came to 600 metres and I was boxed in, so I was not in the best position to attack. So basically I had to slow down, go around the back and do what Kelly Holmes used to do. Go around the back, and then I just let rip, and I didn't look back. I just took to the front. I knew, because it was in front of 10,000 people as well, you know, because you had all these people screaming at you, and never look back, because it was always a sign of weakness. And I knew that if I just kept going, I'm going to beat this guy, because my game plan was 600 metres. If I left it to 200 metres or less, I would have been beaten. Anyway, I got across the line and I was first, and I was like, I've just won this race. Oh my goodness me, what do I do now? You know, it's like I've won a big national championship, and I was only 14. I've run a fantastic time. I've qualified for England, so I'm going to represent my country. And it was more shock and everything. But I was so pleased. My whole family were there as well. And being a 14-year-old as well, you know, you're thinking, my goodness me, you know, what's just happened?
Yeah. Wow, that's exciting.
It was. And
so did you go on to represent England then?
I did, yeah. I represented England back at, it was in Glasgow, Kelvin Hall, International. First time indoors. I got beaten, unfortunately, by a guy called Austin Finn from Ireland, who again was another exceptional runner. He was running around about 4:05 at the time and a sub 2 minute, and he was only 14. Which
some
were
wheels,
formidable times, and I didn't have those sort of times. Yes, my 1500 time, but my 800 time was pretty rubbish. I didn't like the 2 laps. You know, it was either 1500 or 7.5 laps of the 3000, because at the time I was the best in the UK. I was running 8:56 for a 14-year-old, was pretty quick. It got me into number 7 all time UK rankings for my age group, and lo and behold, Mo Farah has the record at 8:47. There was a story behind that 8:56. It was when we went to Stretford in Manchester. It was a famous track for PBing and stuff like that. Anyway, it was one afternoon in September, and it was lovely, and it was perfect. The conditions were perfect, but we got stuck in traffic. So lo and behold, what happened? We arrived 10 minutes before the race. So after being in the car for 2 hours or more, I was a bit tight, and I always think if prep was better, then I would have probably got the national record at 8:47. But 8:56 was still a good time. But I was
Not
disappointed.
bad after jumping out the car and doing it.
I was disappointed. I was frustrated because I thought
Still pretty good.
I was training at 8:45 pace, and that's a 14-year-old. I look back at the things I was doing. Like I was doing, just an example, we're doing 20 times 400 metres with 30 seconds rest, and I was averaging 65 seconds, and I was a 14-year-old. You know, it's the middle, and there's people quicker than me, you know, people better than me as well, and it's like, what do I do to get better? But yeah, that's a short story of my track background and everything. So yeah.
So you took a break, didn't you, from athletics?
I did. I think it's the normal thing. It was around about 19. I think it's like everything. Further education. I think everyone likes to go out with a few beers. You discover women as well, and then you know you have to get a full-time job. And I think I dropped out like most people do. But then in my mid-20s, I tried to run up the stairs and I was like out of breath, and I thought, this is not Stuart. You know, I used to be really fit, and I just got into running, and slowly but surely, it's like because I live in the Peak District, wonderful area, I got into fell running through one of my old bosses who used to do the Robin Hood race when they held that.
Basel.
Yeah, Basel. I think that was back in 2003. Yeah, in Basel, that's correct. And I did all right. I finished in the top 5.
Yeah, that was one of the first Gritstone Series races.
Yeah, it was back in 2009. Yeah. That's right. And
there's a backstory to the Gritstone Series on that race. But anyway.
Yeah, and I just got into that, and I finished 5th, and I was only training 3 times a week, not doing much. I was running with my brother, who was training for the Royal Marines at the time. And you know, I thought, oh, I quite like this. So slowly but surely, I did the Dovedale Dash in 2005 and won it. And it's like, oh, wow, you know, I like this feeling. And then I tried to get a back-to-back win in that particular race back in 2006, but I lost my shoe after a few hundred metres. There's me hunting around for this Fell shoe that I never found, and lo and behold, who came up the hill? Person I didn't know at the time, Simon Bailey, one of the best English fell runners. I thought, right, I want to beat that guy. I didn't know who he was, and obviously I found out who he is. I think I've got to go back to drawing board. You're not going to just beat someone like that, sort of thing. So, 2006 November, I did the Lathkill Dale Fell race and won it, and I beat a guy at the time called Mick Stenton, who is a good friend as well, ran for Dart Peak, and I beat him. And I remember him saying, I heard someone saying that, who's that guy? You know, I normally win this race, sort of thing. You know, who is he? What's he doing here? Who does he run for? And I just got the bug, and I just loved it. And then I started to get a training plan together and stuff like that. And then 2008, I got my little Fell Runners guide and races and things like that. And I met a guy called Lloyd Taggart, another fell running legend, and was having some great battles with him. Majority of the time he used to beat me, but when I did beat him, it was wonderful. So, because I knew what he was. Yeah. And I entered the...
I've seen Lloyd for ages.
No, I haven't. I think he's still running.
running.
Isle of Man.
Yeah.
He's now in his 50s, but I think he's still dominating to a certain extent, especially the longer races and stuff like that. And from there, I just grew and grew. I did English Championship for the first time in 2008. I think I only did 3 races, and they have in the magazine a listing. I think I finished 15th in the English Championship and only did 3. I had enough points. I thought, oh, this is quite a good feeling. I'll get into this. And then 2010 was my real big year in terms of the English Championship. My best position was at Sedbury, which is a short course but very, very steep. I finished 4th, and that was a British Championship race. And I've never betted that performance, and it was just one of those days where I was just on it, and I was only 30 seconds off the winner. I think it may have been Rob Hope or Tim Davis. I think it was Tim Davis at the time, GB International, and I thought, wow, I'm competing with all these guys and I'm nothing like them, and I'm just a 1500 metre runner. I'm not a fell runner. They're cyclists or mountaineers or orienteers, and I'm just a track runner at 1500.
Did you have quite high placings once at Fairhomes and Buckdown?
Yeah, that was 2010. That's right. Yeah, it was home Firth. That was the long race. I finished 12th there, and then Bocton I finished 7th. And for that year, Dart Peak won the English Championship for the first time, and I finished 7th overall, individual placing for that. So it was great, and then that's when I met Stu. Well, I think we met at the Burbage race back in 2007. Because you were selling stuff in the back of your car with Dave.
Yeah,
that's right. And that's how we met. And I just said, this is what I want to do and everything. I think you tracked me, and then back in 2010...
Did you say tracked you or trapped you?
Track me. You're quite keen and interested in what I was doing in terms of the fell running world, and you approached me back in 2010 and said, oh, would you fancy some sponsorship? And I said, yeah, I'll go on then, all right. and then our love affair started, sort of thing, because then
you took the wives.
And then you took me under your wing, especially back in 2011, because back in 2011 I got a really bad injury.
10.
No, it was 11.
Was it 11?
It was August 11. It was medial ligament damage in my left knee, and it took me out. It was just, I was racing too much. I wasn't resting enough, and it goes back down to that running bug. I think once you get onto that road of having that degree of success, you just want more and more and more. And you do anything to just do it, because like you have this calendar, this booklet. It's, they swear, oh yeah, I can do this and that. Oh, that sounds good. That's local. I'll do that. I can do that. And lo and behold, that's why I got injured. And basically, Stuart took me under his wing because I was a wreck. I couldn't walk, let alone run, because I had a double injury.
To walk down the stairs.
Yeah, he taught me how to walk again. Unfortunately, my right knee as well was overcompensating for my left knee, so I had a bit of trouble with that.
Yeah. Problems with that one.
Yeah, I was basically out running for about 10 months. It wasn't until I think it was June 2011 when I started to run again. I think my first race was a Gritstone Series race, and that was it the Sheepdog Trail race?
So that was the end of the year at Longshore.
Longshore, that's it, yeah. And I actually won that race. This is going into September 2012, and it was like a huge effort, but I felt good. And then I won a few more races after that.
Because I always remember that, because people started to say you working with Bondi. Yeah. Oh, you need to sort his downhill out.
Yeah.
And I had 3 or 4 people come up to me and say, yeah, you need to sort his downhill out.
Yeah.
Should we tell them the truth, what we did?
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah. We sorted his uphill out, we sorted his downhill out, because there wasn't a lot wrong with his downhill out. It was just his uphill was leaving him too tired. Yeah. So we sorted that out, and there you go. But everybody thought I did an amazing job at sorting your downhill out.
Yeah. Well, you did though. We worked on my technique. Yes.
Yeah. We got Colin was involved in that.
Yeah,
as
we
well,
did.
wasn't
Yeah,
he?
we did lots of reps and stuff on Loose Hill as well, and that helped because that's quite technical ground up there. Because I think with being in the Peak District, we're not quite as technical as the guys in the Lake District, because they've got it on their doorstep. Where it's not quite as technical in the Peak District. It's more faster running and stuff like that, more trailing.
Yeah, because we're looking for the wet ground and the steepness,
exactly.
so you can control everything.
Yeah. And
you guys and the rest of the team doing battles on who could do a Loose Hill rep the quickest.
Oh yeah.
That was just like, I think Stu Walker nabbed it in the end, didn't he?
Yeah. He's
terrier.
Yeah, but I remember that was one of the sessions that you put together for me, because going into winter 2012, Stuart had a game plan for me, because we thought, right, we want to hit the English Championship in 2013 and really make a statement, which we did. But representing England and getting that prestigious vest was never in the ballpark. Would never have thought at all, because I was still recovering from an injury, and Stuart helped guide me towards the success I had that year, and it was great, and it's a year I'll never forget, and it was great, it really was. So
There's only one race I never came to watch because I had to work.
I know, no one came to
that
watch
one.
me. I know, I had no idea. It was just myself and my wife Victoria, and it's like it's no one could make it.
Don't sound too disappointed. You're still married.
I know,
You've got to
I
go
know,
home and explain.
Yeah.
He was really pleased to be with you there, really,
Yeah,
Mickey.
I know I was. Yeah.
Promise.
But going back to Loose Hill, one of the sessions that we did, we put together. I look back now, I think, blimey, that was serious. It was five reps of Loose Hill from the Hope Road, up and down. One of my best sessions was in February 2013. It was in snow, and I recorded some of my best times. I spent 2.5 hours on that hill. I did 5,500 feet, and you know, it was looking back, it was mental, but it worked. Not only was it a physical thing, but psychologically as well. It's a mental thing. You know, it prepared me for running on the fells in the Peak District, running at a high level in terms of the English Championship, and ultimately making my debut for England as well at the Snowdon International race as well as a full-blown.
It's also about just trying to find the type of run without being out.
Yeah, it was about
forever.
technique and strength as well, because we had to work on
just
that.
time to get the height in.
Yeah, that's it's hard when you've got so much flat in between, isn't it?
Oh,
to get
yeah.
that much
Oh,
time.
yeah.
The height.
Yeah, yeah.
The only way
We did it. We did
just
it
go up and
purely
down.
for the height and everything.
And it's interesting because you never actually ran it flat out. It was
No,
always
no.
heart rate based. And
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We did some shorter sessions. Okay, less voluminous sessions up Loose Hill, where it was a case of like build the pace through each one. And I know we got to a point where it was like you had to go, Schultz had to go, Stu Walker had to go, and flip. I remember this tough first time Stu Walker did that session. I got one text off him with one word on it. I can't repeat it, but it wasn't very polite.
It was tough. It was tough. It wasn't easy, but you know, it was good. It worked. It served a purpose. And I think we did something called the Loose Hill Challenge, didn't we? With a group of people back in 2014.
So who could get it there the quickest? Not many people turned up.
No, they didn't. I wonder why. 1,100 feet.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've made it there in one go.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, and 2013 was a really good year. I won the Gritstone Series. I think I won all 5 races that year. I may have done, or it might have been one I didn't. I think Simon Bailey might have beat me at
Simon
Wolves
usually
Pit.
turned up and even
Yeah,
Wind Gatherer or
I know
Wolves
he won
Pit.
Wolves Pit that year,
Yeah,
and I think there's a photo of you from there.
Yeah, I think that's it. He won Wolves Pit. I think there was 6 races. I may have won 5 that year. But I think that was because that was probably my 4th or 5th Gritstone Series then as well. Because a series of 5-6 races in the Peak District, all various heights and lengths, really good, and it really put, I believe back in the day, back in 2009, it put Fell Runner in the Peak District on the map, sort of thing as well, because with the accelerates involvement as well, which was key. And I think the Peak District's always had a great fell running calendar, and I wish there could be more races as well. Well, during the time that I had, you know, it's great.
It's good.
It really was.
Interrupting today's regular broadcast, today's Ag Break is brought to you by the Accelerate Gritstone Series.
What's that, Harvey?
Well, it's a series of 6 races through the Peak District,
When are they taking place, Harvey?
from March to the end of August.
Wow, that's amazing, Harvey.
Yes, prizes presented by Accelerate, the Accelerate Performance Physio and Coaching, and Scott.
Wow, what does Scott do, Harvey?
They do brand new shoes.
And he's just said there's a link below.
Yes, go follow it. We'll see you there. We're back again from a tea break.
Yep.
Stu, just before we left, you were saying how many great races there are in the Peaks,
Yep.
or Peak, which takes us nicely onto the Gritstone Series. So,
Go on, what's your favourite race?
Oh dear me, I like Wolves Pit. I think that it's one of those races where it should be an English Championship race. It's just awesome. It's got everything in it. It's got some steep climbs, some great descents, some fast trail running, a bit of mud, bit of trail, bit of fell as well, you know, peat bogs, sheep as well, you know. So
There's lots of sheep on that final descent. Oh, there's another story to go, Wolf Pit.
What's that?
I don't think you were there that year. You were second, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, led for miles and miles and miles and came second. Then you got in touch, didn't you?
Yeah.
And said, help! How do I go faster?
Yeah.
Now look at you.
Yeah.
Wow. Still here.
Survived.
That in itself is a miracle.
Yeah, but it's a great race, isn't it?
It's
some
one of the,
sharp climbs in the end of it, which
one of the better
horrible.
races.
I'm
first
surprised.
climb.
I thought you would have said Hope.
Hope's a great race because I think with Hope, the one year that I set the record, I think it was 2013, and
Great season by the sound.
yeah, it was the race, the particular route. I was the first one to break 40 minutes. It was 39:59, but I think Stuart recorded me from the top of Hope down to the field.
Yeah, I did.
I did a 3K in round about 9 minutes or something. Yeah, it was literally 2 miles.
I think Debs was at the finish.
Yeah, 3.2
Literally was on the
Ks,
phone and
yeah.
said, now.
9 minutes. 9 minutes it took me from get to the top of
she
Hope
timed
and
it.
Trig Point down to the field. I was just flying that night. I think I won the race by about 2-3 minutes. No one's going to beat me that night. I love that trophy as well. It's just a very special trophy because Hope's one of 3 races that are over 50 years old, I think, in the Peak District, and it was always a great race to win. I think I ended up winning about 6-7 times in the end. So
Did you ever win the winter one as well?
I did the inaugural one. I set the record, and they broke it 2-3 years later. But the course had changed. I think they cut off a little bit as well that I ran round, sort of thing. So I can remember this.
I think there was a course change.
Yeah.
Because I know Mr. Hinchcliffe won that as well when he was with us as well before he moved up north.
Yeah, I won it once. That was right. I think it was back in 2016. I won it. Yeah. So it was great.
Yeah.
I've had quite a lot of success on that race.
Yeah, you're probably a better person to talk about the Gritstone Series, kind of where it started.
Oh, crikey, there's a backstory to this. Back in the day, with going along to Dark Peak, and the current chairman was a guy called Andy Moore, and he knew we were setting the business up, and he said, look, he just came with some stupid word, and it was actually about the Robin Hood. And he said, we're struggling to get numbers at some of these races, and I just wanted to talk to you about what could we do with you setting the shop up and everything. Could you tell people about it? And I said, Oscar, when I had a beer, and we came up with this idea of the series, and the whole purpose of it was to identify, and this was working with members of Dark Peak and Andy particularly, because he just seemed to have this vested love of the local fell scene, of the races that needed a little bit of support. But we decided, I'm pretty certain we put it in the first year, to put Burbage in there as kind of the attraction, the lure, because that was such a well-known, iconic race and well supported, and almost use that to try and then get other races. So we identified the races, spoke to people. The Robin Hood Baslow was part of them, and in all that time we've only ever lost one race, and that was unfortunately Baslow. And it actually wasn't down to numbers, it was down to that road crossing. There was just one road crossing on it, which was just nasty, and that was the reason we lost it. And that, to me, I actually can remember running that, and I thoroughly enjoyed that one. That was just such a good race. And that was basically the whole purpose of the Gritstone series, was just to try and give these local races, organised by PTAs, etc., or local communities. It could be anything for something at the local church, the local school, roof on the village hall, all sorts of things going on. And that's what we did it for, really, was just to try and give these races a bit of a boost. And I'd like to think we have achieved that. We always try to keep it fairly low key, and some people have applauded that. Others have said, well, actually you should talk about it more than you do, because it it's fell running, and there's nothing like it. I mean, there's not many races you can go to these days, and the flapjack's waiting for you at the finish, and it's not costing you £2.50.
Yeah.
It's just there with a cup of tea because you just run this race,
And the whole thing's cost you a fiver max.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's just that whole rolling up, isn't it? That family atmosphere,
The camaraderie between you. Yeah, it's great.
the friendliness. Because we've lost that from road running. We used to have that in road running. It used to exist where you'd have, whatever village 5 miler, and we don't have that so much these days. There's still a few around, but not many. And it's such a shame that that's something we've just got to find a way of keeping going, because it's just awesome. And then fell running, it doesn't matter who you are, you just come and give it a go, and people will welcome you because you're giving it a go, you're trying.
Exactly.
You've got to be reasonably fit to even if it's walk fast up hills and run the rest. You've got to have a certain amount of fitness to do it. It's just phenomenal, really, I think.
It is, it's great.
And we went on, and as the races changed or evolved, we got contacted by Wind Gatherer when that first set up. Kerber Commotion was also one that contacted us because they wanted, look, we're setting up, can you help? Does this fall into the remit of the Gritstone Series? Unfortunately, they're not doing it this year. They pulled out at the last minute. So we're going to get the postcards reprinted, but hey ho. But then we're welcoming, I think, a race you won a few times over at Eam.
The barrel.
Yeah,
the barrel race.
the barrel race.
That's another good one. Yeah, it's quite tough, but it's very fast.
It's just short and sharp, isn't it? On paper,
quick.
It's quick.
Yeah, it's
really quick.
Only 800 feet, isn't it? Like it's.
But it's short and sharp.
Yeah, I think myself and Lloyd tried to beat the record there, but it always seemed to fall on championship weekend. It was on the first day after bank holiday in August, and you always had a championship, so your legs weren't fresh. So I think me and Lloyd we're never going to break that record. We're always a minute and a half off it, and it's a shame, but we never had an opportunity, I think, to run it.
I think it's a Simon Fay record, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's Andrew Hayes from Hallamshire now. But before that, it was Steve Vernon.
That's it. No, it's still Steve Vernon.
Is it still
Vernon? Yeah, that's it.
I thought Andrew Hayes got it a couple of years ago or whatever. Yeah, from Hallamshire.
Because we got it down, sure.
The FRA
down Steve Vernon.
Yeah,
We
but
can
it was super quick, and he was a great athlete in his own right. But we couldn't get anywhere near it. I think we managed about a minute off it, and that's it. But I think we've been on fresh legs. It might have been different.
That's running for you, isn't
exactly.
it? You just don't know.
Exactly.
I mean, you can turn up one day and have a blinder, and a month later, and think, where's that all gone?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you race another week later and go, right, it was there. But no, I'm looking forward to seeing it going again, and we'll be out doing what we normally do. No doubt some of you youngsters, and we'll be giving it a bash at some of the races hopefully, but we'll be there with the cameras and giving everyone a shout and just seeing what happens. But come on, Stu, we've got to get you back.
What? Oh dear, I'll have to think about that one. I'm fit, but not that fit. It's there's a certain level of fitness.
They're all your distance this year, because you love the 10k type distance. So you could. We've only got to do 4 to qualify, so you could jump past Wolves Pit. That gets you to June.
Yeah, I haven't raced on the Fell since Kerber Commotion back in October 19, just before COVID. So it's a long time ago. And I did well that race. Yeah, I did well against what was the young man?
Joe Dugdale.
That's right. He was European mountain running champion under 20 at that time.
Yeah.
And I did alright. I finished about 10 seconds behind him. And I was much older than him, so.
Under 23, buddy.
Who knows? Never say never. Watch this space, I say.
Now, come on, you've got to do it.
Oh,
come on, June onwards.
You're twisting me arm. All right, then I'll have a go. So.
I think there's some Team Kit coming your way again. Dear. Then you know that, don't you?
Yeah. I think
we can't let you not go. You've got to have the iconic A on your vest. Whoops.
Yeah,
there's another.
The iconic A. Oh my goodness, they got me into lots of trouble. That's another story.
Have you still got it?
I still got it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, that's the winter wear.
Am I allowed to wear it?
Club politics, love it.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Gosh.
Back in the day.
So we've got that on record. Did he just say
Yeah,
yes?
I think
June onwards, not March. March is too soon, but I think June onwards. I think yeah. Go on then, Stuart. You're twisting my arm, so.
You heard it here, folks.
No pressure, no pressure.
So that'll be a vet category then this year, won't it?
Oh yeah, it has been a vet category for some years now, Stu. So
No, just leave it there.
yeah, we'll leave it there. Yeah. Well, I've got my go faster stripes, my grey hairs anyway. So. Oh dear, yes.
Oh no, that would be amazing if we could.
Yeah, it'd be good. It'd be good to see people, because I haven't seen people on the fells for a long time. As we discussed, the camaraderie is what attracted me to fell running and stuff, and winning was always a bonus. I didn't do it to win it. I want to compete to the best level or the best ability that I can. But I've made forged some great relationships and friendships and camaraderies, and I've run for some great clubs as well, being Dark Peak and Matlock as well. And it'd be nice to return and to see everybody, and eventually give something back, because as well there might be a Chatsworth Fell race in the pipeline. Because I'm looking to organise one. I was approached by someone big in Chatsworth. Would you like to oversee a fell race from the house itself? So watch this space, and hopefully we get Accelerate involved as well. And there's also the Pilsley race. I know the organiser there, and hopefully we can rekindle that.
Favourites as well.
Yeah, it's one of my favourites as well.
If you're looking at Chatsworth, then you know that.
Yeah. And so we are looking at that. It's in the preliminary stages at the moment, but I just need to get my stick out.
As long as they get the sausage,
let's get this
sausage
started.
and bacon wagon there.
Yeah, definitely.
pies.
Or the Laurent Perrier van as well.
As well.
Yeah, we
Hey,
sell that
that'd
after
be
the race.
Hey, that'd be a sponsorship.
I can sell champagne to anybody.
That'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
It would.
Because
It'd be great.
has there ever been a Chatsworth race?
There was back in 2009. Simon Bailey won it, and I finished second, by the way.
Not that man again.
We started.
Has he moved out the area yet?
No, he hasn't. He's still knocking about. But that one started from Carlton Lees at the bridge in Chatsworth, and went up onto Beeley Moor, and then finished off by the mill, just beneath the car park at Carlton Lees. It was only a one-off year. I don't know why I only did it 1 year. But I think the Chatsworth race eventually will start from the house. Will probably follow a similar route around there and everything. Because in terms of,
Will that be all on Chatsworth land?
it would be. Yeah, they wouldn't have any issue with getting permission, because it's all Chatsworth land up there as well. So they own lots of farms and stuff. So the permission to run on the land shouldn't be an issue either. And I know a lot of people in Chatsworth. Ben Hanbury's very good. He's worked at Chatsworth for some time, but he knows everybody. He knows which strings to pull and stuff like that. He's a good friend as well, so he would help me out with that as well. He'd get involved with that as well, because it would probably go back into Pilsley School as well, which any proceeds from the race goes straight back into the school. And 1 year, I think it was about 3-4 years ago, the proceeds went into buying a defib. And lo and behold, they had to use it that year as well. And Ben Hanbury actually saved somebody's life that had a heart attack.
Wow.
So it was actually put into good use, and that's why the money's so important to the local community in Pilsley and the school as well. You know, buying all that.
Well, she goes back to
That's what Fell Runners are about.
Yeah.
Giving back, you know, and it's a great. There's a great watering hole, the Devonshire Arms at Pilsley as well. So I know Jimmy personally as well. My wife works there, and it's a great little quirky pub. So you can all have a drink afterwards. So yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, man with a plan. That's it.
Gritstone Series next year.
Yeah. Hopefully. So we'll get the wheels in motion with that as well. So yeah.
Oh, you heard it here.
Yeah.
Heard it. I can't even say
Heard it here first.
Thank you very much. That. Yeah. So that's two things that we've heard here first. Hey, I've said it. That's three things. So new fell race, and potentially Mr. Bond donning his studs again.
Yeah, but don't expect to win.
Hey, never know.
There's younger, faster whippersnappers out there, and there's some really good runners out there. And,
Sack of rocks as they come back, you just throw it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
You know,
I'll trip
take
them
them out
at the
one
start,
by one.
You know.
Tying the laces together.
Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, great.
The other thing that I'm just going to mention as well is, as we did at the beginning, if you want to sign up and let us know what races you're going to do, you can do that at the Gritstone Series website, and that would be great if people could do that. So Mr. Bond will no doubt be doing that as soon as he gets home. But also, if you're planning on doing every single race as part of the Gritstone Series, we're actually looking to get some prizes for those people that pre-enter. So yeah, just get in there, get your entries in, folks. And obviously, I'm sure you realise this, the series will be free to enter, and then you enter the races as normal. We'll put a link below, and Wolf's Pit entries are live and filling.
Yeah.
So if you want to do it, get signed up.
Yeah, get signed up. It's a great series. It's a great part of the fell running tradition in the Peak District now as well, because it's been going since 2009, and it's good to see it back on the calendar, because I enjoy doing it. I believe I was the last winner back in 2019.
I think you were,
yeah. And I was very fortunate to win it 9 times, and I think I won about 35 races out of about almost 50 that I competed in. So I'm not going to repeat that, but there you go.
Good stats. Good stats, folks.
Oh dear.
That's kind of scary.
Yes, and a few
actually,
course records to boot.
No, it's good.
Yeah,
It's good. We've got a few youngsters in the team. I think they'll be chasing you down anyway.
yeah, they will
Or
definitely.
you'll be chasing them down, one of the 6.
I think they'll be chasing me. Well, I'll be chasing them down, hopefully, but we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bro, anything else to add?
Accelerate, come and get your shoes, you know, so
Hey.
you know, that great personal service that I always received as well as a customer and as a team athlete. And I just like the fact they're so relaxed. They come in, would you like a brew? Ooh, yes please, you know, and
We'll
it
do
gets,
that when we get the kitchen back.
yeah, exactly. You know, it's,
But yes,
it's
normally.
that great personal touch as well. I think it's great, and people don't expect it, and it's just it's lovely to walk in and someone generally wants to serve you, and not just to sell you the most expensive pair of trainers. So it's great. It's great.
Yeah. Get served by the tallest man in Sheffield.
Yeah, exactly. 6'8".
Apparently.
Yeah, wow.
I think he's still growing.
Yeah, I think he is. He's got another 6 months to go. So
Yeah. Wow. 6'9" next week.
goodness me. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait till he puts heels on. 7 foot. Bro, well, thank you for coming,
On that
Stu.
note, we gotta go.
You're welcome. Anytime.
And we'll sure you see you at races around.
Yes, you will.
Look forward to it, Stu.
Me too.
I'm glad you've come over. It's been a while.
Oh no. Too long.
I know. I'll put the kettle on again now.
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
Bro,
Thanks, folks. We'll see you all soon, and we'll be back with season 2, episode 2.
keep
See
your eyes
you
peeled.
later.